The Mission Trails of Texas has been a significant piece of architecture for El Paso history. The Mission Trail is a historic 9-mile landmark in the lower valley of El Paso, Texas, including the 3 missions known as the Corpus Christi de la Isleta Mission, Nuestra Señora de la Limpia Concepción del Socorro Mission, and the Presidio Chapel de San Elizario. The trail is also known as El Camino Real Trail that travels from Mexico through Texas and New Mexico. The trail was here before the Pilgrims arrived at the Americas and was the very first mission trail in the United States. The mission trails are a significant piece of culture here in El Paso. It has brought a sense of pride to the community and brings out all the culture and history from the people who built it and were here before us. The mission trails have been rebuilt several times over its 100 years of existence due to flooding and electrical problems. Many of El Pasoans, including me, have lived near the missions our whole life. The missions today serve as churches for the public, and many have gathered here for many occasions such as funerals, mass, weddings, and much more. My mother is someone who has lived by the Socorro mission her whole life. She grew up in a small house in Socorro, walking distance from the mission.
I've lived in Socorro for 37 years, which is practically all my life. I live near the mission, and memories I have of the Socorro mission is when my parents used to take me to church on Sundays, kermeses, going to Sunday church when I was young, special events. Family has gotten married there. Cousins and nieces have had for their first communions. And the last event that I had at Socorro Mission was my mom's funeral.
The Socorro Mission was built in 1691 and rebuilt in 1740 and 1829 due to flooding. There was once 4 missions, all on the same side in the border of Mexico, but the flooding separated them, leaving the Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe mission alone in Mexico. The youngest of the missions is the San Elizario Mission. It was built in 1789 and it was named after the Catholic patron saint San Elizario. The mission was built to defend the Spanish against revolts as well as Indian raids. The flooding of 1829 destroyed the mission, and in 1935, due to electrical problems, there was a smoke damage and the mission was repainted. Here is the father of the San Eli Church to speak more about the mission.
Soy el padre Juan Víctor Gamiño Trejo. Soy el párroco, el pastor aquí de esta parroquia de San Elizario. Desde hace 3 años estoy aquí trabajando en la comunidad. Que los primeros españoles que llegaron lo hicieron en el 30 de abril de 1789 y que a partir de esa fecha pues fueron construyendo como un pequeño templo. Después ese primer templo se destruyó por una inundación. Se construyó otro que después también sufrió un incendio y el templo actual, la mayor parte del templo actual es de 1889, si no me equivoco. Ha ido sufriendo algunas modificaciones, pero pues sí es un tesoro histórico. Consideramos que aquí pues comenzó como el nacimiento del sur de Estados Unidos, que aquí comenzó también pues lo que es la Iglesia Católica en Estados Unidos. Se considera que aquí se celebró la primera misa, la primera Eucaristía, y pues estos colonizadores trataron de formar comunidad con los grupos indígenas que hay en esta zona, que es donde más se conservan, donde vinieron pues los españoles y que trataron de trabajar por ellos y también por ellos mismos, ¿verdad? Entonces pues consideramos que es un tesoro muy importante para esta zona. De hecho pues vemos esta imagen de la fachada del templo en muchos lugares de aquí del Paso y pues nos sentimos contentos de estar sirviendo aquí, también con mucha responsabilidad de cuidar este edificio histórico que es valioso para los católicos pero también como cultura de esta comunidad, de este condado del Paso.
The Tigua Indians built the Corpus Christi de la Isleta mission in 1682, and it is the oldest mission in El Paso. The Tigua tribe came to El Paso from New Mexico due to the Pueblo Revolt in 1680. The Tiguas now have a permanent reservation in Isleta near the mission, where they incorporate a lot of their culture to the church.
Makuam Hrimba, Kinumam Kima, Tetaiham, Turkave, Teham, Rekesada. Welcome everyone and good afternoon. My Tigua name is Sun Chief and my regular name, I guess, is Rick Quesada. It is customary among my people to introduce ourselves in Southern Tigua, which is the original language of our people. And I am the Director of Cultural Preservation for Isleta del Sur Pueblo. We started building the Isleta mission around 1680. It took a little over 10 years to actually complete the mission. Our people originally are not from the El Paso area. Our people were forcefully brought here by the Spanish in the year 1680, which makes our presence here in the El Paso area a little over 330 years history. We are the only indigenous group that has survived the 3 centuries, which is the 16th, 17th, 18th, and now the 19th and 20th centuries. When we were brought here by the Spanish in 1680, we quickly used the area here. Like I said, we started farming, we built our pueblo, and we started building the old mission here in Isleta.